Dusty, you've got a small team. You're building a team yourself. You brought on a couple of agents. How did you maybe say to them about not worrying about maybe their experience? Or how would you tell if I'm coming to you, I'm a brand new agent and say, hey, Dusty, how do I get over this thing is I've never sold one. I've never had a buyer at that in a high-end luxury type of property in my market. What would you say?
Well, there's two different answers. One is people on my team, it's going to be different than an agent who's not on a team. If you're on a team, I think it's the easiest answer. Listen, I think you can be totally candid and say, you're right, I don't have the experience. I don't have hundreds of millions in sales. The team lead does. Dusty does. So you're going to get my energy, my enthusiasm. You can call me on a moment's notice. I mean, at the end of the day, top agents are a tad busier than agents who have nothing going on. So you get the hand holding and the attentiveness from a brand new agent, and then the horsepower from the partner. If it's an agent who's new with no experience, not on a team, co-list with somebody. If you actually get an opportunity, 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing, and you get to see what that top agent does to market a properly luxury home. Someone told me that early on, and I definitely did that. Most top agents that have actually grown organically and wasn't handed a book of business by a family member or someone in their office, that's usually what they did, because we can get that opportunity. But if a seller looks you in the eye and says, okay, it's a $10 million house, what's the most expensive home you've ever sold? And you say $500,000. How well do you know the area? I moved here 4 years ago. I mean, sometimes the answers are not proper to represent that home, but you say, but I'm going to co-list with this person. So once again, then you get that team dynamic. So you can definitely make it work. And sellers, you won't always get the listing, but they do appreciate the candor. And I think it is a good message.
Oh, good answer. And Tammy, I saw you smiling a little bit too, because I know you get those questions,
Absolutely. And
come to your destination.
Dusty hit the nail on the head, right? You can't fudge around if you don't have sales and they're asking you specifically that, you talk about what you've done and the fact that you've got the desire to build your business plan and that you've got the drive. Later, we'll talk about the importance of designations and education. So number one, the confidence, right? Think you can or think you can't. Either way, you're right. So you have to have the confidence that you can do it. And you have to illustrate that you're going to give them 100% of your attention, and that the gain for them is that one-on-one experience. That's important on the gain for the agent to get that transaction so that they can build from there. So lots of great suggestions in that arena.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Can I piggyback on what Dusty said? I want to reiterate this to everybody out there. One of our team member and partner out in Arizona, Jeffrey Klein, had never sold a home, I believe, over $1 million. And so he pursued expired listings. He spoke to Matt Williams, who was a Hall of Fame, to be a Hall of Fame baseball player, pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He had failed with his other agent. So being the second realtor is always a good position to be in. Jeffrey got an appointment. They loved his enthusiasm. He brought in another partner. He brought in another agent, a little bit more experience, but Jeffrey had the enthusiasm and some local experience. So Dusty, piggybacking what you're saying. So he co-listed it with someone. For 8 months, they didn't sell it, but his communication and his energy was very pleasing to the seller, and that's why the seller stayed with him. We just closed on that. The commission, I think, was about $180,000. Now Jeffrey is now the luxury expert in that area. He's going to piggyback and domino that successful listing. So partnering with someone else helped. Going after an expired helped. Now I told him that the real work begins. You're going to farm and now own that community to try to get more and use the testimonial from the Hall of Fame baseball pitcher.